friends, it's Matt from MakeMusicWithMatt.com, and I am here with my first unboxing video. It's actually my first video for this page, but I'm going to do an unboxing because I ordered this guitar the other day. It's a Cort A6 Gold. It's the top of the line Cort guitar. Cort's a company that makes guitars for lots of different guitar companies. Even if you've never heard the name Cort before, if you've played a guitar that was imported from China or Korea or Indonesia, you've probably played a Cort guitar before, and they are really make some good stuff. They had a bad reputation in the 1970s and 80s, but they've really overcome that. And I have owned a Cort bass, I own a Cort electric guitar, and I needed a new acoustic electric guitar, and I was looking at lots of different ones, and they had the new A6 from the Gold series that came out, and it's got a great pickup in it. And since I perform live and sometimes need to plug in, I need something that sounds good plugged in, and also something that sounds good acoustically, and something that sounds good acoustically. It also looks really nice from the pictures I saw online, but I haven't seen this one yet because it's in a brand new box that hasn't ever been opened yet. It just got delivered the other day, and so I'm excited to bust out the Bear Grylls knife and open up the box, and we'll see what's inside. This is the Cort A6. Don't play with knives at home. That's a good point. My excellent camera operator reminded me to tell you that you shouldn't use knives without the supervision of a responsible adult. And since we don't have one of those here, that'll be me. Alright, so I'm going to put the knife away, close it up carefully, and this guitar comes with a gig bag. A gig bag is a soft case. It's sort of in between a hard case and a piece of fabric. I'm just going to throw stuff out of the way because I ain't got time for that. So here's the case for the guitar. It feels pretty nice. This is actually a pretty solid feeling case. I'm going to get rid of the box too, just over to the side here. And let's see. This is my first video that I'm doing this way. I've got a nice microphone set up. Hopefully the sound is okay, and hopefully the camera stays on. The screen just went blank, so I can't see myself. This is how we learn, is we do things and we try it out. And let's see, inside the front pocket I've got a little Fishman. Fishman is the brand that makes the, I'm pretty excited about the preamp and the electronics in this guitar from a company called Fishman, and it's got both a standard piezo electronic pickup and a microphone, a condenser microphone, and you can blend back and forth between the two and find a sweet spot. And I'll get a little more detail into that. And then we got a little adjustment wrench, an extra bridge pin. The bridge pins, from what I read, are made out of ebony, so that's pretty fancy. Let's see, I'm going to get the guitar itself open. This guitar, oh yeah. So the case also has a little retainer Velcro thing to hold the neck in place. That's a nice touch. And it looks like there's something underneath. Ooh, that's pretty fancy looking. I'm not going to throw the case like it through the box. I'm going to set that gently over here. The case is really nice. It's actually got really firm sides on it. I think this might talk about what strings are on the guitar. It's got an inspection card, so they inspected the guitar before it left the factory. This one I believe was made in Indonesia. Passed all the tests, got the date on there. Let's see, all solid it says. This is a little guitar shaped thing. All solid, that's referring to the wood that this is made out of. This is made out of Engelmann spruce on the top and mahogany on the back and sides, all solid. So it's not laminate pieces of wood glued together, it's solid pieces of wood. And then aged to vintage top. That's one of the things that Cort's bragging about on these guitars, is they do a thing called torrefication, where they add heat to the wood to dry it out and sort of do what aging would normally do to a guitar. My camera person is laughing at me. This has got a little decal on the top of the guitar, and I guess it's probably so that it retains that new guitar smell, which is so nice. Oh, went into the guitar. That's handy. It does. It smells. I'm going to do a little shootout with another guitar of mine. This one smells more like glue than wood. My other guitar has a new guitar smell that is very woody. This has got a built-in tuner. Okay, don't need the commentary, thank you. Unless you're going to do it loud enough for everybody to hear. I'm wondering if the battery is needing to be turned around. It's got a little 9-volt battery in here that operates the electronics as well as the tuner. Sometimes you put a little protector on there. Maybe you have to, I bet you have to press and hold. Like I said, we're learning when to press and hold. Look at that. All right. The strings are very loose, which makes sense when you're shipping a guitar. If you've never tuned a guitar before, I'm going to do another video on how to tune a guitar. But for right now, I'm just going to use this tuner that's built in. The tuners are really nice on there. They're gold finished hardware, which is not my preference. I prefer chrome because gold corrodes in a funny way and gets less shiny, whereas chrome keeps its shininess. Oftentimes when you're tuning a guitar, you need to do it several times before it'll hold the tune. Particularly with nylon strings. This is a steel string guitar. Sounding new, it's got a nice projection to it. I've owned many guitars in my days. My nicest guitar I own is a Martin D15, which is made of mahogany, and it has a very rich low end to it. And so far this is sounding a little more trebly, which is fine. That's good. It's all a matter of, oh, and there goes the string. That's going to be
hard to play.
Hard to play, as my camera operator says.
Can't get far without that string.
But we can show you how fast I can re-string a guitar now. So we get the bridge pin out of there, and I'm going to, maybe I'll edit this part out later. But maybe I won't, because I'm not that fancy on this thing. But
there's an LED light on it.
Yeah, that's the tuner. You can get a close-up on that if you want to. Thanks. Yeah, you can show some of the detail on that guitar. I don't know whether it'll make it in the video. It depends on my editing skills, but we're doing a little filming with the phone and the laptop at the same time. Thank you, camera operator. The guitar comes strung with Diodario EJ16 coated strings. Coatings on the strings make them last longer, make them resistant to the acid and stuff that's in the sweat on your fingers. So I've been playing guitar for a few years, and I worked in a guitar store, so I learned how to restring a guitar. And there's a right way to do it, or at least there's a few right ways to do it, but there's also a quick way to do it. I think we're going to do the quick way today, which involves not having to clip the string. You just keep it at its same length and get it through. This still has the end of the old string in there. This is going to be the most exciting video in the history of the world. Me restringing a guitar.
Sure.
It's no fault of the guitar manufacturers that a string broke. The strings break sometimes, and this one, you know, they loosened the strings before shipping it, which makes sense, because if it's strung up tight, then the chances of the string breaking in transit go up. All that being said, it's not the most convenient thing to have the first thing you do in an unboxing video to restring the guitar, but it is an important skill to know how to restring a guitar. I've known people who played guitar for years and never learned how to put a new string on it. They just bring it to a guitar repair tech to get it restrung. but it is a basic skill. I suppose some people would say changing your oil in a car would be considered a basic skill, and I don't know how to do that, so I guess I won't judge people who don't change their own guitar strings. Try not to judge people too much on anything. Let's see. So we got that tuned up to a low E, and then we got, as I said, steel strings tend to continue to stretch out over time. So often you gotta tune them once, tune them twice, tune them 3 times,
Tune them 4 times.
tune them 4 times.
That is some squealing.
Let's
there.
see if that'll get to the pitch without snapping the string. It's got a nice full sound. Right now we're going to worry about how it sounds acoustically. That is not plugged in. A little later we're going to get into
Acoustic.
the electronics of this guitar, which I'm excited about. Big part of the reason I got this guitar is because of the features of the electronics. And I might need a little refresher on what all these knobs do, but right now I've got a pick. I use a 0.6 millimeter thickness triple pointed, not because I like the shape so much, but because you get 3 tips out of each pick, and that's 3 picks for the price of 1.
Cheap.
My camera operator, yeah, I'm cheap. We're gonna do another video sometime about all the different things that make me cheap.
We are. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Exposing
I keep the little clips from bread bags,
you. And use them on other bread
and I
bags.
use them on other bread bags and other non-bread bags. Come on, you can do it. There we go. The light turns green on this when it's in tune. And I am getting a little resonance here on this B string. But I'm gonna, first thing I do when I get a guitar, other than make an unboxing video, is that I just get a set of strings of my preference. Oftentimes the factory strings have just been on for several months before they make it to you. But I did plug in a good microphone. A lot of times when I make videos, I just use the microphone on the computer, but I plugged in a fancy microphone and hopefully it's sounding okay. I've got the microphone going into a Scarlett Solo USB interface. So I'm going to use that right now just with the microphone in. I'm going to do just some strumming maybe, and then I'm going to plug the guitar in and we'll see what the electronics sound like, which will be interesting because I won't be able to hear it. Unless maybe I'll put some headphones on. I'm going to put some headphones on when I do that. Sounds very nice to me. There's depending on where you strum the strings of the guitar. Sometimes for the intro of the song, I like a little, this has got a little AM radio sounding thing to me. Your parents will know what it is. I want to do a quick shootout because this sounds to me, it sounds really balanced and nice. It is a little on the treble-y side compared to another guitar that I play a lot. It's super lightweight, I really like it, and it's beautiful. It's got this nice rosette, this abalone around the sound hole, which is super nice. I think I'll turn the tuner off that way. So I'm going to get out another guitar I own, poke myself in the face with this string. This is dangerous. You really should clip your strings if you're not doing an unboxing video when you are restringing it. But this is a Martin D15 guitar. It's a dreadnought shape. It's a little boomier, bigger, and it's got a bassier sound. Let's see if I did the same thing that I just did. Definitely more on the low end, a bassier, boomier sound, but really it's a matter of preference, not so much that one's better than the other. Both really nice guitar. This was made in the USA, and I bought it about 21 years ago in the year 2000, a turn of the century instrument, and so it's aged on its own. It's nicer now, nicer sounding now than it was when I bought it. This one with the this Cort with the torrefication process is supposed to make the aged to vintage sound.
It's shiny.
And it's very shiny. It's got a really light UV gloss finish, and it's really thin, and it's supposed to be more environmentally friendly also than other kinds of polyurethane and synthetics that they use for finishing guitars. So it's supposed to be very nice. Let's see, anything else stick out to me? It's really nicely put together. These tuning machines are vintage style open gear tuners. I'm pointing at the microphone instead of, and then it's got a really nice mother of pearl inlay Cort logo, and it's got the strap button right on. I had to put a strap button on the Martin because it didn't come with one, and then another strap button down here, and so I'm gonna, I think I'll plug it in now.
There's a multicolored ring around the string.
That's right. It's an abalone rosette. You want to get a close-up on that while I'm going to get some headphones plugged into the old Scarlett USB. Thanks for sticking around if you made it this far already into the video. I appreciate that. What's that?
$10,000. $10,000.
The guitar?
No.
Oh.
People watching the video who survived past this point.
They win $10,000
Yeah.
each?
Yeah.
What's that funded by? Your college fund?
No.
We could pay almost one person. Let's
Hey,
see.
what's
Oh.
that supposed to mean?
All right, so I can hear the microphone. That's good. So I've got this fancy cable from Planet Waves Diodario. It's got an on-off switch on the cable itself, so you can plug it in without making any noise. A lot of times when you plug a cable in, if it's not connected to an instrument, you get this pop and buzz, and it's annoying. But this I should be able to plug in without making any noise. It's got a switch right here on the cable. You turn it on. We'll see what happens. And put my pick down here so I don't lose it. Let's see. The input on this guitar is in the same place as the battery compartment. So plug that in, turn it on. And there's 3 knobs on this preamp. One of them is volume. That's the first one I'm going to turn them all down right now. Usually to the left will mean low. And so that's not the volume knob because it didn't do anything. That's not the volume knob because it didn't do anything. That's the volume knob because now I can hear it. Alright, so then we'll figure out the other. One of them should be a tone knob, which would be making it either brighter or darker sounding. I'm guessing that's the tone knob. So I'm going to try and find right in the middle. And then one of them is a blend knob. As I mentioned, this guitar has 2 pickups. It's got the traditional under the saddle piezo pickup. You can kind of hear that when I do that on top of the strings. And then it also has a condenser microphone, a nice sensitive microphone inside the body of the guitar. Right now I think that it's probably the piezo because it's doing that. And a good thing about a piezo pickup is that it's resistant to feedback. You can have a loud stage volume, and it does, and the guitar just picks up the piezo pickup just picks up the vibrations of the string on the bridge, nothing else. But the shortcoming of that is it doesn't really capture the character of the body of the guitar and the woods that it's made out of and things. So I'm going to say that if I turn this to the other way, that's the microphone. The good thing about the microphone in it is that it will capture the actual sound of the guitar, what the guitar sounds like. Oh, I'm going to turn down the microphone that because I'm talking to. When I play, I'm going to turn down the condenser microphone that's up there, and then we'll just hear what the pickups of the guitar sound like. And I'm going to do a little from the piezo and a little from the condenser, and then I'll find a nice balance and see maybe we can. So here's the piezo pickup, and if you've seen live performances of people playing the acoustic guitar, usually that's what it'll be. That's the traditional pickup on the guitar. It's got kind of a quack to it. It's a really trebly and a compressed kind of sound. I'm going to turn this knob to use the condenser mic thing. We'll see. Oh, that's right. I was going to turn down my talking microphone. I should be able to talk into this and you'd be able to hear me when it's on the condenser mic, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Check, check, check. We learn as we go. Check, check. That's volume. Check, check. I'm going to try a little finger style guitar too and see how that sounds with this. I've been using a pick. I mentioned what kind of pick I like. I'm not a very experienced finger style player, but the string spacing, I had been a little worried that the string spacing was going to be really tight. Sometimes guitar makers make really narrow necks that are great for strumming, but not so good for picking individual strings with your fingers. So this is going to be a 30-minute video. Unplug this guitar again and we'll do that same thing, not plugged in, and then we're going to say goodbye pretty soon. I'm putting our camera operator to sleep here. But thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to try and do videos regularly on my new website, which is called makemusicwithmatt.com.
Yeah, that's probably how they got here.
It could be. You never know. I'm also going to put this up on YouTube, and then I'll put links up in the on my Facebook page and my Instagram.
One like equals one like.
One like equals one like. All in all, I would say this is a really nice guitar. I'm glad I got it. I'm excited to get more familiar with it.
Rank it from 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst.
Ooh. My first impression with the original factory strings and right out of the box, I'm going to say a good 8 out of 10, maybe even 8 out of 8.5.
What's your overall vote?
My overall vote is I really am excited to own this guitar and play this guitar. They didn't send it to me for free, sadly. If they ever wanted to, or any company ever wanted to send me stuff for free, I'd be happy to give it an honest evaluation and let folks know what I thought about it. But for now,
He wants free stuff. He's a good person.
Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Matt from MakeMusicWithMatt.com. I'd like to give special thanks today to my talented and esteemed camera operator and commentator. And have fun making music, and I will see you around soon. Thank you, friends.
That was good.
Thanks.